The road to victory! What's up, y'all? Bunny Chef here. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon FireRed. Last time, we took care of some extra little things around Kanto I forgot to show off in previous episodes. We fought our rival one last time before we challenged the big leagues. And, yeah, now we're here in good old Victory Road. Alright, I had to go teach strength to Peter once again, because I just remembered Paris doesn't know strength. And I believe that's like the only HM you'll be using around here is strength, so shouldn't be too bad. Alright, so, a repels effect wore off. Alright, great. I went to go put Big Jim in the box, but I'm realizing I don't think I should have done that. I think he could have came along. Oh, that's right. Okay, so wild Pokemon here are quite high level. They're like level 46 and up. Some of them can be 50. So you will be running into wild Pokemon if you're not above level 50. To which I am not, so I'll be running into some wild Pokemon despite my repel being up. I might swap Peter in up front just to help reduce some of the wild Pokemon in the first floor area here. So yes, the main gimmick of this place is pushing strength boulders onto switches to open up pathways. That is it. This is what you'll be seeing for quite a while. Yeah, it does not get better than this. This is not a hard dungeon. I believe I know my way around it a lot better than most of the other dungeons we've explored, so that's something. So you can't go up that way. Trainer here. Alright. A lot of these trainers are pretty tough. They'll have level 40 and up Pokemon, and they will give some pretty good XP. Another thing is they like to heal their Pokemon. So they do. So you have to be careful of that. I didn't get to one-shot that girl's Persian with a Brick Break from Peter, but you know. And then she had her potion, so yeah. That's great. Okay, so that right there is a strength puzzle we will have to come back and fix, which I will do. Alright. Now we can do the other way with the strength puzzle. Get TMO2 Dragon Claw. Alright, finally. A dragon type move. Unlike Generation 1 where there was only one and that was Dragon Rage, so it really didn't do dragon damage. This one will actually do dragon damage. It is the best and most consistent dragon type move, and it has since this generation and onwards. 80 base power, 100% accurate. It's special in this game because dragon type moves are special. And yeah, it's a pretty good move. If a Pokemon can learn it, it can do some pretty good neutral damage, and Peter can learn it because he is in fact a dragon, but not dragon type. And you know what? I think I will teach it to him over Brick Break. Now, it might sound wrong to get rid of a nice coverage move like Brick Break, but I can always teach a Pokemon Brick Break anytime, and I have enough Pokemon that have that move. So, that's pretty cool. We got our first and only Dragon-type move. You know what? Since this Raticate survived on the pube hair of health from my flamethrower, I will use Dragon Claw to finish it off so you guys can check it out. And he uses a Hyper Potion, of course. So we can see how this new move works. It does make contact, even though it's a special move. So you gotta be careful with that. If there's any abilities that will inflict something if you make contact, like Rough Skin, Poison Point, or Static. And down goes Eradicate. Alright, that battle got really rough for Peter. He was doing fine until that guy had his Charizard come out and surprisingly did a lot of damage with Flamethrower. So, yeah, and unfortunately we had a couple misses. Some crucial misses because he had set up Smokescreen on us twice. And of course our speed was dropped twice from the rat. So we couldn't outspeed it and do enough damage. So Kingpin had to come in and get burned. Okay. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, there's a decent amount of these trainers that have like a buttload of Pokemon, and it gets pretty tedious to fight. Unfortunately, Versus Seekers do not work inside of caves, which sucks a big old bag of donkey balls, which makes grinding a little more challenging because that means you actually have to either fight the wild Pokemon or go fight somewhere that has weaker Pokemon. As I was saying, yeah, you'll have to go back and fight trainers in like a weaker area or wild Pokemon in a weaker area. Well, no, wild Pokemon in here are pretty strong. It's a really great place for grinding. Again, if you're EV kind of person, a lot of these guys give like defense and maybe speed for wild Pokemon here. Maybe speed if you run into a Golbat. Other than that, it's a lot of defense, physical defense. So, TM37 Sandstorm. It sets up a sandstorm that any Pokemon that's not a ground, rock, or steel type will take damage. During it, it'll deal 1/16 of damage instead of the 1/8 it did in Generation 2. It's not a bad move, I guess. It's alright. That's about all I gotta say about it. Oh, and then there's Hail. I think we've already discussed what Hail does. What's up, dude? So, it really sucks that you can't really grind off of the strong guys here, but if you paid attention to what, trainers I've said, or places I said that would be good to grind at, you should be okay, for the final boss. Or for the Pokemon League. Because that's what we're aiming for. Alright. Yeah, so those grinding spots I mentioned will help out immensely for the upcoming big fights we got ahead. So, what am I doing here? Okay, I know we gotta drop a boulder down here. You trainer? Okay. Something I want to talk about. I've been meaning to talk about this for a while now, but I wanted to make sure we've seen pretty much all the Pokemon that we can encounter, at least for the ones I have, for the things we're going to talk about here. So, for those who are more familiar with the Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald games than they are with the FireRed and Leaf Green ones, you'll notice that some Pokemon have different sprites, front sprites, at least the Generation 1 Pokemon do, have different front sprites, and some of them also have different back sprites. I think I fucked up this string puzzle, but that's alright. So, I'm going to put up on screen some pictures of the Pokemon and their sprites and their back sprites. And you can, tell the difference. Alakazam is one that I know is very different. Now, I will say, some of these back sprites and some of the front sprites are pretty similar to what they had in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Some of them are like that. Some of them are different. But, yeah, no. There's quite a decent number of these guys that have very different sprites. So Alakazam being one of them, Golem being another, Gengar, Pinsir, Venusaur's got a slight one. At least for the back sprite, I know. And front sprite, but Mach is pretty different in the back sprite. Persian. It's got and Gyarados. You'll notice some of them have different shadings or different areas where they're saturated or whatever. They're just slightly different in terms of color. It's really interesting. I'll keep playing more of these. Thank you, future me. Right there, that TM50 Overheat is quite possibly the strongest fire type move next to the Blast Burn move. That does not require recharge. It is based 140 power with 90% accuracy. The only downside is once you use it, it'll drop your special attack by 2 stages. So you're trading power for making yourself weaker. It's not a bad move. Strangely enough, Primeape can learn it, and I had run it at my Primeape for a bit just to help out with physical walls, coughings and wheezings, and it worked out for a little bit, but then it started falling off a lot, so it's not too bad of a move. You just have to play your cards right, know when to use it, and when to not. So, yeah. I will say though, these guys give a pretty good amount of money. So if you got an amulet coin Pokemon, use that. Make sure you use them. They're in the lead slot or whatever. Let's see. Think I fight you? Yes.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Nidoqueen. Be careful with this trainer. Thank God Fuzzy Wuzz is a female. She has like a decent amount of Q-Charm Pokemon. She does also have a Chansey, which is pretty cool. They give a crap ton of experience, so a lot of experience went to Fuzzy Wuzz. Another great thing about Overheat is if you're running like a Sunny Day team, or just a Pokemon with Sunny Day, and can learn Overheat, so mainly Fire types, it becomes very nuclear. I mean, just as nuclear as Blast Burn would be, but at least you don't have to worry about the recharge turn. And the special attack drop wouldn't be too problematic, because Sunny Day is still boosting your Fire type attacks. You're just a little weaker. Another neat thing about Primeape is that not only can it get Overheat, but it can also learn Thunderbolt and Thunder. Strangely enough, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, I barely recommend teaching it Overheat. I only did it because it's such a high base power move that maybe the low special attack wouldn't be too much of an issue, but it did slowly become an issue, so... What am I doing? Drop that down there. I think there was something else I was supposed to do up top here. Let me go check. It also can learn Iron Tail. You know what that means? I do. Kinda fucking weird. But, I mean, it makes sense. It learned Iron Tail as a Mankey. I guess it can learn Iron Tail as a Primeape, but Primeape doesn't have a tail. Okay, around here where this Pokeball is, you would find Moltres in the Let's Go games and the original games. So yeah, Moltres is lurking here in good old Victory Road instead of the cooler Mount Ember. But that's beside the point. Okay, I believe this is the area where I dropped the boulder. Okay. Push this over here so I can walk through to the other side. Boulder should be on this side. Please tell me it is. Alright, cool. And just like that, this is like, I think the final boulder push, at least one of the few. So we're almost done with Victory Road. As painful as it's been. God damn, there's a lot, these trainers have a lot of Pokemon, and sometimes they just don't die in one shot. Yep, and these are the final two. I think those are the final two. If not, there's like one or two left. If you need to, use this boulder to leave, but you won't. I don't know why you would. And I feel bad for them. They got stuck with my epic duo of Mimian and Kingpin. Oh yeah, this guy's not a trainer. This guy's a tutor. He teaches us the most powerful normal type move that doesn't kill yourself or recharge. It's Double Edge. Deals a quarter of your health in recoil in return for 120 base power. Really great for Snorlax. It's really great for any strong normal type user or any strong physical user. Funnily enough, Mr. Mime can learn it. I don't think I'll teach it to any of my Pokemon. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll teach it to like Fuzzy Wuzz or Kingpin. Maybe Big Jim if I need a nuke of a move. What the hell? I thought I had Repel up. Who is this? Level 48? God damn it. You know what? I'm gonna kill you, because you're the last battle here in Victory Road. And yes, I turned off battle animations. It was to make the cuts go quicker. For myself. Hey! We leveled up to level 49! And just like that, we're out of Victory Road. Back on round 23. Get stuck a little bit. Repel's effect wore off. Does not matter right now. Lumberry. That cures any status condition. Not that one. I think this one? Yes. Okay. Indigo Plateau. That came out bad. Here we are. The Pokemon League. We've made it. And now with only a couple fights left, this Let's Play is almost over. Let's heal our Pokemon. Let's read a couple of Pokedex entries before I leave you guys off with a little cliffhanger here, because we're not going to challenge them yet. Charmander, the lizard Pokemon. From the time it is born, a flame burns at the tip of its tail. Its life would end if the flame were to go out. Charmeleon, the flame Pokemon. It lashes about with its tail to knock down its foe. It then tears up the fallen opponent with sharp claws. Charizard, the flame Pokemon. Its wings can carry this Pokemon close to an altitude of 4,600 feet. It blows out fire at very high temperatures. Nidoran male, the poison pin Pokemon. Its large ears are flapped like wings when it is listening to distant sounds. It extends toxic barbs when angry. Nidorino, the poison pin Pokemon. It is easily angered. By swinging its well-developed horn wildly, it can even punch through diamond. Nidoking, the drill Pokemon. It is recognized by its rock-hard hide and its extended horn. Be careful with the horn as it contains venom. Mankey, the pig monkey Pokemon. Light and agile on its feet and ferocious in temperament. When angered, it flies into an uncontrollable frenzy. Primeape, the pig monkey Pokemon. It is always outrageously furious. If it gives chase, it will tenaciously track the target no matter how far. Mr. Mime, the barrier Pokemon. It is adept at conning people. It is said to be able to create walls out of thin air by miming. Lapras, the transport Pokemon. Its high intelligence enables it to understand human speech. It likes to ferry people on its back. Snorlax, the sleeping Pokemon. It is not satisfied unless it eats over 880 pounds of food every day. When it is done eating, it promptly goes to sleep. Okay. And that's all. I'm gonna go grind. And try to be around the 50s, maybe. I'd recommend you also grind to the 50s. At least level 50. But I'm gonna grind a little more. Next time on Pokemon FireRed, we'll be taking on the Elite Four and the Pokemon Champion. See you guys then. Good night.